Did you know that more than 70% of heavy metal legends faced life-altering struggles behind the scenes, only revealed after their deaths? From guitar gods lost in crashes to singers battling demons no one saw. Here are 25 things we learned about heavy metal legends after they died. 1. Paul Di'Anno's struggles and legacy. Paul Di'Anno didn't just join Iron Maiden, he charged in like thunder. His voice wasn't smooth, it was loud, rough and wild. It gave the band its punch. Fans couldn't get enough of that raw sound. But what they didn't see was what happened when the music stopped. Paul was falling apart. He drank too much. He got into fights. He skipped rehearsals. He came late or didn't come at all. People around him tried to help. They gave him more chances than most people ever get. But Paul didn't stop. And with every mistake, he dragged the band down a little more. Iron Maiden had a choice. Keep the chaos or keep moving. They let Paul go after just 2 albums. The voice that helped build their name was out. And just like that, Paul was on his own. He didn't give up. He joined other bands. He kept singing. He kept touring. But the spark was gone. The crowds were smaller. The stages weren't the same. And Paul, he was getting worse. His health broke down. He got sepsis. His legs swelled so badly from lymphoedema that he had to use a wheelchair. Still, he wheeled himself onto stage. Still, he gave all he had left. It was hard to watch. His body was done, but he kept going. No big manager stepped in. No team stopped him. And Paul, he couldn't stop himself. He died in 2024 at age 66. No one was shocked. The end had been coming for years. But it still hurts. The man who once roared so loud had been fading for a long time. 2. John Sykes' musical contributions. John Sykes wasn't loud with words. He let his guitar talk, and when it did, people listened. His playing made Whitesnake explode with songs like Still of the Night and Is This Love. His riffs were sharp and full of power, but the cheers, they often went to someone else. He moved from band to band, Whitesnake, Thin Lizzy, Blue Thunder, and every time, he gave his best. But he didn't stick around. And in music, if you don't stay, people forget. He wasn't in the front. He didn't chase fame. He just played. Other musicians noticed. They copied his sound. They studied his solos. Guitar players talked about him like he was royalty. But fans? Most didn't know the man behind the music. John died in 2025 from cancer. He didn't go out with a bang. No stadium show. No big farewell. Just a quiet end to a loud life. 3. Euronymous and the dark side of black metal. Euronymous didn't just play guitar, he helped build black metal in Norway. This wasn't music for dancing, it was music to scare you, sharp, cold, and full of rage. But that wasn't the worst part. He was in a band called Mayhem. They didn't just act dark, they lived it. When their singer, Dead, ended his life, everything changed. Euronymous didn't call the police. He didn't cry. He took pictures of the body. Some say he used pieces of Dead's skull to make necklaces. Maybe that was true, maybe not. But the story was enough to make fans shake. Mayhem became a name soaked in horror. It wasn't about music anymore. It was about shock, blood, fear. In 1993, another bandmate, Varg Vikernes, stabbed Euronymous to death. It wasn't a fight, it was a full attack. Some say it was about who had control. Others say it was just hate. But whatever it was, it ended in blood. Euronymous died at 25, and black metal was never the same. He left behind something broken. Fans still talk about him, but many wonder, how did it go this far? Why didn't someone stop it? 4. Randy Rhoads' classical aspirations. Randy Rhoads was a star, not because he shouted, but because he played better than almost anyone. He played with Ozzy Osbourne and made sounds that felt brand new. But Randy wanted more. He loved classical music, pianos, violins, the quiet beauty of it. He didn't just want to be loud, he wanted to be smart. He wanted to study music at UCLA. He had dreams of mixing the old and the new, metal and Mozart. He was only 25, but people already saw him as one of the best. His fingers moved like lightning. His mind moved faster. He wasn't just playing music, he was building something new. And then it ended. In 1982, he got into a small plane. The ride was supposed to be quick, but it crashed. Randy was gone, just like that. No more solos, no more new sounds, just silence. 5. Dimebag Darrell's tragic end. Dimebag Darrell was more than just a guitar player. He was fire on stage. He played fast, loud, and full of life. Fans loved him. His sound was wild. From Pantera to Damageplan, he gave people music they could feel in their bones. Every show felt like a storm. But on one cold night in 2004, everything ended in a way no one saw coming. That night, Dimebag stepped onto the stage like always. The crowd cheered, lights flashed, guitars roared. People came to hear him play, not to see horror. But someone in the crowd had something else in mind. A man filled with anger stood there, holding a gun. Security missed him. No one saw it in time. And then it happened. He aimed. He fired. Dimebag was shot on stage, in front of everyone, right in the middle of the music. His guitar dropped. People screamed. His band froze. His brother, Vinnie Paul, was there, just feet away. He saw it all and couldn't move. Panic spread fast. Fans ran. The lights were still on, but the music had stopped forever. The place that once brought joy turned into a nightmare. The same stage that made Dimebag famous became the place he died. It didn't feel real. How could this happen at a concert? How could someone lose their life while doing what they love? The news spread like wildfire. Fans across the world cried. People lit candles, held photos, and wore band shirts in silence. Some were angry, others were scared, and everyone kept asking the same thing. How did this happen? After that night, things changed. Bands began hiring more security. Fans were more alert. No one looked at concerts the same way again. Dimebag's death opened a door no one wanted to walk through. 6. Janis Joplin's posthumous party. Janis Joplin lived like a spark, bright, loud, and quick to burn. Her voice was rough and real, like it came from deep pain and deep love all at once. She didn't follow rules. She didn't care about being proper. And she made sure the world remembered her. When she died in 1970, people expected a normal goodbye, a quiet funeral, black clothes, slow music. But Janis had other ideas. Before she died, she made a plan. She didn't want tears. She didn't want silence. She wanted a party. In her will, she left money for one last blowout. She told her friends to laugh, drink, and dance. No boring speeches, no sad faces, just one final night full of life, just like she always was. Her friends were shocked, but they did what she asked. They threw a wild party. People drank and told stories. They played her music loud. They danced with tears on their faces. It felt strange, but it also felt right. Janis didn't let death change her story. Even from the grave, she made noise. She made people feel. She reminded the world that life is fast and messy, and it should be lived loud. That night, the line between joy and grief blurred. People cried and laughed at the same time, and maybe that's what she wanted all along. 7. Andre Matos's hidden struggles. Andre Matos looked strong. He sounded like magic. His voice was clear, sharp, and powerful. In bands like Angra and Shaman, he made music that mixed metal and opera. People called him a genius. On stage, he looked calm, like nothing could shake him, but deep down, he was hurting. In 2019, he died without warning, only 47 years old. Fans were confused. What went wrong? Slowly, the truth came out. Andre had heart problems. He was tired. He was under stress, but he kept it all inside. He didn't tell friends. He didn't tell fans. He just kept going, show after show, song after song, smiling on stage, dying inside. Some people close to him later said he had a feeling something was wrong, that he seemed drained, but he didn't stop. He pushed forward. Maybe he thought he could beat it. Maybe he didn't want to look weak. Or maybe he just didn't know how to slow down. After he died, people looked back and saw the signs, the quiet moments, the heavy eyes, the long silences between shows. But no one asked the hard questions. And now it was too late. He gave everything to his music, and in the end, it cost him everything. Behind the strong voice was a man in pain, a man who hid too much for too long. And now we have to ask, how many others are hiding too? And how often do we miss what's right in front of us? 8. Steve Clark's quiet collapse. Steve Clark looked like the perfect rock star. He had the jacket, the hair, the moves. He played the guitar like it was part of his body. Fans called him the riff master. He helped build the sound of Def Leppard. On stage, he looked full of life. Off stage, he was falling apart. Steve was trapped in a dark fight. He drank too much. He took pills to sleep, pills to calm down. He tried to quit. He went to rehab. His bandmates cared. They talked to him. They hoped he would pull through. But nothing worked. The pain was too deep. The fame, the pressure, the stress, it was crushing him. In 1991, he died alone, just 30 years old. His body couldn't take it anymore. The mix of substances and alcohol stopped his heart. The world lost a quiet genius. His band went silent. Maybe they didn't know how to speak about it. Maybe they felt guilty. They had watched him fall, but they couldn't stop it. Later, the stories came out. Steve had been struggling for a long time. People had seen the changes. He was tired. He was fading, but he kept playing. He kept smiling until he couldn't anymore. 9. Jill Janus's mental health struggles. Jill Janus looked like a warrior. Her voice was on fire. Her eyes lit up like she feared nothing. On stage, she gave it everything, screaming, singing, moving like a storm. Fans thought she was strong, but behind the stage lights, Jill was falling apart. Her mind never rested. She was fighting every single day. She had bipolar disorder and schizoaffective disorder. That means her mood would jump from high to low fast. One day, she felt like a queen. The next, she felt like dust. Her thoughts raced, her heart pounded, and nothing felt steady. It was like a wild ride with no brakes. Still, she didn't stop. She kept going. She got on planes. She played shows. She smiled in the photos. But behind the smile was pain. She was tired. She was hurting. But she didn't let the world see it. People clapped. They said she was brave. They didn't know she was holding back tears. In 2018, the pain became too much. Jill took her own life. She was only 42. People were shocked. How could someone so full of life be gone? Her family said she tried everything. Doctors, help, love, none of it was enough. She had been battling something no one could see, and in the end, it won. How many more are out there hiding their war? 10. Cliff Burton's untimely death. Cliff Burton was more than a bass player. He gave Metallica its heart. His hands danced on the strings. He made music that felt like fire and thunder. Every sound he made told a story. Fans listened and felt every beat. He didn't just play, he made people feel. In 1986, Metallica was on tour in Europe. It was cold, the roads were slippery, and the band was tired. They got on the bus late at night. Cliff picked a bunk. Just another ride, they thought. But that ride was his last. The bus hit black ice. It spun and flipped. It tossed Cliff out the window. Then it landed on him. Right there, in the freezing dark, he was crushed. He was only 24. The band stood in the snow, looking at the wreck. Cliff was gone, just like that. They kept playing after. They kept touring, but something was missing. Cliff had a special sound, a deep soul, and after he died, a part of the music changed. A piece of Metallica never came back. What could he have made if he had lived longer? 11. Layne Staley's isolation. Layne Staley had a voice like no one else. When he sang, you felt every word. He didn't just sing songs, he lived them. Pain, fear, and hope were in his voice. With Alice in Chains, he made music that told the truth about struggle. He sang about addiction because he was trapped in it. After some years, Layne disappeared. He stopped touring. He stopped talking to people. He stayed in his small apartment, alone. His body was weak. Substances had taken everything from him. His health, his smile, even his voice. He lived in silence while the world kept spinning. In 2002, his neighbors noticed something was wrong. No sounds, no lights, no movement. Police broke in. Layne had died days earlier. Alone, in silence. He was only 34. It was a sad end for someone who once filled arenas with sound. People asked, where were his friends? Where was the help? But addiction doesn't always let people ask for help. Sometimes it pushes them deeper into the dark. Layne didn't die with a crowd. He didn't say goodbye. He just faded away, alone in a quiet room. How can someone so loud disappear without a sound? 12. Lemmy Kilmister's health battles. Lemmy Kilmister was the real deal. He didn't fake anything. He was rock and roll, a cigarette in one hand, a bottle of whiskey in the other. He played hard, partied harder, and kept going when others couldn't. People said, Lemmy will never die. But even legends wear out. Lemmy's body started to slow down. He had diabetes. His heart was weak. Cancer came fast and quiet. But Lemmy didn't stop. He kept performing. He kept rocking. Even when his hands shook and his legs felt weak, he didn't quit. He looked tired on stage, but he never gave in. In 2015, doctors gave him the news: cancer. Just 2 days later, he was gone. No long hospital stay, no waiting. He died the same way he lived, fast and loud. His last concert had been just weeks before. He gave everything until the very end. Fans were heartbroken, but not surprised. Lemmy always lived on the edge. He burned bright and fast. And in the end, that fire took everything. What does it really cost to live like that? 13. Ronnie James Dio's charitable legacy. Ronnie James Dio died in 2010, and the metal world went quiet. His voice, once a storm, was gone. The man who shouted lyrics like spells was no longer here. People felt like something big had been ripped away. It wasn't just a singer who left, it was a whole force. Then something strange happened. His name didn't fade. It grew louder, but in a new way. People didn't just cry. They stood up. They made something in his name, not a song, a real charity. They called it the Stand Up and Shout Cancer Fund. The same disease that took his life, stomach cancer, became their enemy. Fans who once raised devil horns in the air were now raising money. They weren't just wearing black and playing loud. They were saving lives. His concerts became memories, but his impact became action. They turned love into fuel, sorrow into strength. Dio's death didn't end his power. It turned it into something even bigger, something that helps real people right now. He's not just remembered for songs, he's remembered for hope. His voice stopped, but his message didn't. 14. Chuck Schuldiner influence. Chuck Schuldiner didn't chase fame. He didn't care about bright lights or crowds screaming his name. He wanted to make music that hit hard in a different way. His band, Death, didn't just follow the rules, they made their own. He didn't want attention. He wanted to build. He built metal like it was a strange puzzle. He filled it with noise, pain, sadness, and questions. It was hard to play, hard to explain, but for those who understood it, it felt like something deep, something real. In 2001, brain cancer took him. He was just 34. And then the world stopped. Bands, fans, writers, they all looked back, and they saw it. Chuck had been the one shaping everything, quietly, carefully, without bragging. He never screamed for praise. But now, his name is in every heavy song that dares to be more than just loud. He made people think, he made them feel, and he did it all without asking for credit. 15. Peter Steele's contrasts. Peter Steele looked like a monster. He was huge, pale, with black hair and a voice like thunder. His songs were about death, pain, vampires, and darkness. Fans saw him as scary, like a ghost coming to life. But what they didn't see was the truth. Behind the spooky image was someone else. Friends say he was kind, funny, a little silly. He joked a lot. He smiled, but he also hid pain, deep pain. Inside, he was breaking. He fought depression. He fought addiction, but he kept it quiet. His songs weren't just horror tales. They were cries for help. But no one really listened, not the right way. Not until it was too late. In 2010, his heart gave out. He was only 48. Then fans started to hear the songs again. This time, the sadness hit harder. The lyrics sounded different. They felt personal, real, like Peter was trying to tell them something all along. 16. Mick Mars' silent fight. Mick Mars never jumped, never ran. While the rest of Motley Crue went wild, smashing things, setting stuff on fire, he stood still, almost like a statue. People thought that was his thing. Quiet, calm, but it wasn't that simple. Mick had a secret, a painful one. A bone disease was turning his body stiff. It made his spine hurt every day. Ankylosing spondylitis. It was like his bones were locking up, piece by piece. Every shoe hurts. Every movement was a fight. But he didn't complain. He didn't quit. He didn't even tell many people. Even his bandmates didn't know how bad it really was. He just kept showing up. Keep playing, year after year, tour after tour. In 2025, he died. And suddenly, people saw the truth. All those years, Mick had been in pain. Every step, every chord, it all cost him something. He never wanted a spotlight. He just wanted to play. 17. Chris Cornell's dual legacy. Chris Cornell's voice could shake a room. It was strong, deep, and raw with feeling. People loved his music, and they believed every word he sang. But behind that voice was something hidden, something most ignored. He was in pain, not the kind you see, but the kind that grows quietly. As the frontman of Soundgarden and Audioslave, Chris was famous. His songs topped charts. But if you go back and really listen, the lyrics sound different now. They were full of sadness and doubt. At the time, fans thought it was just part of the art. After he died in 2017, those songs felt like a warning. It was all right there, but no one noticed. He took his own life in a hotel after a show. People were shocked. How could someone so successful feel that they lost? But that's the thing. Pain doesn't always show on the outside. He had been fighting depression for years. He mentioned it sometimes, but few really paid attention. He once said, "There's no such thing as nothing." After his death, that line hit hard. Chris had all the fame, awards, fans, praise, but those things didn't fix anything. He smiled for photos. He did interviews. But inside, he was hurting, and few people saw the real damage. Now fans look back and wonder, were there signs? Could someone have done something? Could someone have listened better? 18. Jeff Hanneman's hidden struggles. Jeff Hanneman didn't say much, but his guitar did the talking. As part of Slayer, his playing shaped the sound of thrash metal. His riffs were loud, sharp, and fast. On stage, he looked solid, but off stage, things were falling apart. In 2011, a spider bit him. Not just any bite. This one caused necrotizing fasciitis. It's a rare disease that eats the flesh. His skin started dying. The pain was beyond words. He nearly lost his arm. But Jeff stayed quiet. He didn't want to look weak. He just wanted to play again. While he battled the infection, he had another fight going on: alcohol. He drank a lot. Maybe to deal with the stress, maybe to forget the fear, but it only made things worse. His body was breaking down, and fast. He died in 2013, liver failure. That's when fans started realizing just how bad things had gotten. Jeff hadn't been okay for a long time, but he kept it to himself. He wasn't loud off stage. He didn't want attention. Maybe that's why no one saw it coming. He looked calm, quiet. Some even thought he was doing fine, but sometimes silence hides the worst battles. Jeff fought alone, and when he died, it felt sudden, but it wasn't. The signs were there all along. How many others are still doing the same, hiding their pain, trying to look strong while falling apart inside? 19. Joey Jordison's physical decline. Joey Jordison played drums like a machine. He was fast, loud, and full of power. Slipknot fans worshipped him, but under the mask, there was more going on. It wasn't just for the show. He was hiding something real. In 2013, Joey left Slipknot. No one gave a reason. Fans were stunned. He had been there from day one. The band made it sound simple, but it wasn't. Later, Joey told the truth. He had transverse myelitis. It's a rare illness that affects the spine. One day, he woke up and couldn't move his legs. Just like that, he lost control of his body. He was paralyzed. For a drummer, that's like a death sentence. But Joey didn't quit. He trained every day, fought to get better, and he did. He got back behind the drums, but it cost him. His body was tired, his mind too. He kept going, but you could tell something had changed. He died in 2021 at only 46. A lot of people didn't even know how sick he had been. That's the thing with Joey. He smiled, performed, acted like things were okay, but inside, he was still hurting. 20. Tom Gabriel Fischer Artistic Paint. Tom Gabriel Fischer didn't just play music. He made it feel like a nightmare. His work with Celtic Frost and Triptychon was dark, loud, and full of emotion. It wasn't fake. It came from somewhere real. Tom's past was filled with anger and grief. He grew up surrounded by pain. He didn't run from it. He put it in his music. You could hear it in every song. That was his way of staying alive. His music wasn't just sound, it was survival. But things got worse when Martin Ain died in 2017. Martin was more than just a bandmate. Their relationship was messy but deep. They didn't always get along, but they understood each other. Music tied them together. When Martin died, a piece of Tom went with him. After that, Tom changed. He started speaking more about grief, about what it does to a person. His newer songs became even darker. You could feel the weight of the loss in every beat. Tom didn't care about being famous. He just wanted to be honest. His songs weren't meant to impress. They were meant to show how deep the pain ran. And that pain never really went away. It just changed shape. These legends weren't just musicians. They were people dealing with real things: pain, fear, grief, sickness. Things that fame and money can't fix. And maybe if more people had paid attention, some of these stories might have ended differently. But now, all we can do is listen, really listen, to what they left behind, and hope it teaches us something before it's too late. 21. Alexi Laiho's Fast Life. Alexi Laiho played like he was running from something. On stage, he looked like a lightning bolt, fast, wild, full of fire. His fingers flew over the guitar. His voice screamed through every crowd. People saw energy. They didn't see the pain. As the leader of Children of Bodom, he was loud, proud, and strong. Or that's what it looked like. But inside, he was tired, sick. He drank too much. At first, it was just fun. Then it became a habit. Then it became a problem. His body was breaking down, but he didn't stop. He kept going, no matter what. Smiling, performing, pretending. Maybe he thought he had more time. Maybe he didn't want others to worry. But the damage was already done. In 2020, he died at only 41. People were shocked, but after, the truth came out. He had been very sick. His body was failing. He had kept it all secret. The fast life didn't just wear him out, it crushed him. Could it have ended differently? Maybe. But we'll never know. Behind the music, he was fighting a battle he couldn't win. 22. Malcolm Young's final years. Malcolm Young didn't jump or shout. He didn't need to. His guitar spoke for him. In AC/DC, he was the steady hand, the strong rhythm. He didn't show off. He didn't have to. But one day, things began to change. He forgot how to play songs he knew by heart, missed notes, lost focus. People noticed, but didn't say much. Then came the truth. It was dementia, a disease that slowly takes memories away, one piece at a time. First, he forgot the music, then faces, then everything else. In 2014, he stopped playing. He stayed home, far from the noise. He couldn't remember AC/DC anymore. He couldn't remember the music that made him famous. By 2017, he died. But fans had been saying goodbye for years. It wasn't sudden. It was slow, painful. The kind of goodbye that doesn't come all at once. It breaks your heart in small pieces. 23. Nick Menza's sudden death. Nick Menza hit the drums like a storm. In Megadeth, his beats were fast and sharp. He brought life to every song. Every note felt strong and alive. He looked full of energy. No one guessed anything was wrong. After Megadeth, he joined a band called OIM. He kept playing. He looked healthy. He felt fine. But sometimes, the worst problems are the ones you can't see. In 2016, while playing on stage, he fell right in the middle of a song. The lights were bright. The crowd was loud. Then silence. People thought it was part of the act. But he didn't move. He didn't get up. Doctors later said it was heart disease. His heart had been in danger, but there were no signs, no warning, just a sudden end. He died doing what he loved. That's what people say, but that doesn't fix the pain. Maybe one checkup could have saved him. Maybe someone could have helped. But now, it's too late. For Johnny Lane's silent decline, Johnny Lane had it all. A hit song, a big voice, and fans who loved him. Cherry Pie made him a star. His band Warrant ruled MTV. Crowds cheered, lights flashed, everyone thought he was happy. But under the lights, things were different. Johnny was hurting. Fame couldn't fix his pain. He drank to feel better. Then he drank more. The music faded and the silence grew louder. He stopped touring like before. He stayed in hotels, one night here, another night there. His life shrank down to small rooms and long nights. Friends worried, but the damage was done. In 2011, someone found him in a motel room. No music, no people, just Johnny, alone. The world was shocked, but some had seen it coming. He had been crying inside for a long time. The smiles were fake, the laughs were short. Fame is loud, but when it ends, the quiet can crush you. Johnny didn't just lose the stage, he lost his fight. The one no one saw, the one he carried while the world clapped. Behind the big songs was a man asking for help, and no one heard him. 25. Scott Weiland's difficult path. Scott Weiland had a voice that turned heads. With Stone Temple Pilots, he became a star. His songs were everywhere. People cheered. He looked powerful, but behind the fame, Scott was struggling. He fought addiction. He faced sadness. He tried to stay strong, but it got harder. He went to rehab. He promised to get better. Sometimes he did, but the pain always returned. He smiled for the fans, but inside he was falling. His bandmates worried. His family begged him to stop. His friends tried to help. But sometimes love isn't enough. He kept touring. His eyes looked tired. His body changed. His voice stayed beautiful, but the weight he carried showed more each year. In 2015, he died on a tour bus, alone. No cheers, no music, just quiet. People said it wasn't a surprise. They had seen the signs, but why didn't they stop it? Scott lived through his songs. Each word came from a deep place. He didn't want to be a sad story. He wanted peace. But the fight inside him never ended.